That means go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Andrew.
What's up, Angel? Party means talk.
I had to mess with you. Hey, everyone. I'm back. I'm feeling good.
Angel's
Andrew,
back. Can you tell?
Andrew, what's up? I know. Spunk.
Spunk. Yeah, spunk.
No,
No,
sleep. No.
screwing up. You're back.
Okay. Hey, Andrew.
What's happening?
What's happening, Andrew? Where are we at?
Tell me. I'm about to pump you up.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
We would love to see that. So we are here with Alvin Rodriguez at Physical Culture. And I'm going to say it, even though I'm not promoting it, you're located in State Road Medical Facility.
I am.
Perfect, wonderful. We're not going to get skeezy there. So, Alvin, tell us, what can Andrew breast, breast, what do you call it? Is it a breast press? I don't even know.
Bench press.
Bench
That's
press.
a bench.
Boom, see? So this is why
You got breasts on the
I know, right?
It works that.
I'm married and so is he, but Alvin is a very good looking man, so it's hard to stay focused all the time. So tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm a personal trainer. I coach varsity football and baseball at St. John's School also. So I kind of like make my living in a weight room and helping people move and feel better and helping with athletics. But I opened this a couple of weeks ago. I've been personal training for about 4.5 years. I started my journey with fitness as a personal training client in Columbus, Ohio, and it made such a big impact on my life that I was like, leaving the office job, and this is what I want to do. I want to help people.
What did you do before?
So I was in property management, just
Oh,
kind
okay.
of working the desk life,
Yeah.
and doing stuff like that. And
I wish I had enough like want to do something.
I want or stupidity. I don't really know what it was, but I said,
I
yeah,
don't
I'm
want.
gonna take the dive and just kind of go ahead first and do it.
Cool.
I've been doing it for 4.5 years. The previous 3 years I've been working at the Madison Staff Fitness, so the commercial gym. And now I just wanted to come on my own and be here next to some other clinicians. We got, physical therapist,
Yeah,
chiropractor right down the way. And that's just like when that opportunity came, it's like, I gotta get in on that.
Cool. So go back a little bit. So you are a man in well shape. Have you always been in this kind of shape?
I grew up an athlete, so I've been playing sports since I was a little kid. I think the first time I wandered into a weight room was like the Ash to do the Y when I was like 12. As soon as they let me down in the weight room, I kind of was down there and playing sports, playing football, stuff like that. We just lifted. When I was done with high school, I had some injuries and I kind of gained that early 20s. 20 to 40,
Andrew's assuming he's still in his 20s because he's like, I'm like,
no, like the 20 to 40.
Yes,
I'm talking about.
I gained that. I got into shape. I got away from, like a lot of times and this happens with everybody. You're a high school athlete, you identify as that.
Mhm.
You get out and then you're like, well, what do I do now? I'm going to eat like I'm an athlete, but I'm not working out. I don't have that schedule.
Yep.
So I needed to get back.
Your high school figure graduates.
It graduated. Yeah. And then I got like a double major,
Yeah.
My master's.
Yeah. So like
I'm a doctor.
I needed to get back into it. So my wife found a gym in Columbus and I met a guy who would end up being my personal trainer and coach. And he kind of morphed into a mentor. I still talk to him a lot. I talked to him when we opened here. And I just wanted to make a difference that he made in my life. I just want to pass it on. So live, learn, and pass on. That's what I'm here to do. Yeah.
So I'm in such good shape. I mean, it's like amazing. I know, for me doing nothing but drinking and eating. So if for someone like me who I used to work out,
My brain gets a workout.
Yeah, like I have a very sedentary job and but I used to be athletic and I used to do the yo-yo diets and I used to go to the gym all the time and then I have like some minor injuries, but I'm in my 40s. So I know I just said it out loud. How hard is it for me? Like, okay, if I come to you and I say, hey, I want to be X amount of weight by X amount of time. And it's just not like, if I say I'm giving myself 6 months to lose 100 pounds, where as a trainer would you say, okay, let's
I'm always going to be realistic.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And I'm always going to think about what's sustainable.
Okay.
And if we could get 100 pounds off of you like this, but you'd have to lose those. That's probably what I'd say. We have to cut
I'm
some off.
willing.
Okay.
No.
So what I try to do is I stay away from yo-yo dieting. I think sustainability is like the number one thing on any workout. Has to work for you, has to work for your life. And it's got to make sense, because I don't think people have a problem losing weight when they're motivated. I think we have a problem sustaining that weight loss. So the habits is what we try to build.
I agree.
100%.
And I mean, I've gone up and down with weight, and I mean, I think every trainer has, and no one's perfect, so that's life happens.
Right.
So how can we fit your goals into the life that you actually live is probably the thing that I talk about the most.
Perfect.
I think motivation itself is fleeting and it's external. So how do we set up habits that we can create good habits, and then that's going to lead you further to success than anything else. So I have an honest conversation with you. Sometimes people say I kind of crush hopes and dreams, but I build you back up in that process. But we're just looking for the long term thing.
Right.
Because like the idea,
You don't want to come back in another 6 months after that, after you put it all back on. And it is. It's all about habits.
Yeah. So like if
I
someone
think that's great habits, because I think you're right. In the past, it was you drink a shake, or you cut out all of this other excess like carbs or sugars or alcohol, and that's not happening for me. And
like a moderation life.
or you swallow a pill, and then once you swallow that pill, then you have to stop taking that pill, and then you gain all that weight back plus some, and it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for like your liver, your heart. I mean, medically, a whole bunch of things, but I'm not gonna talk about that. So I like the fact that you take a natural approach to changing your lifestyle into a healthy habit.
And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know, I often will tell you, like, what is your idea of healthy? And someone will bring me a picture. I look at the picture and I might try to find out about the Instagram model that they brought me. And I'm like, well, that's 25 years of consistent training. Like, we can get you there, and I'll be there with you the whole time. But we're talking time. So time, the effort, the commitment that you have, that's going to be the biggest factor. So it's really like, how do we fit in your life? Like, if you came in and said, hey, I want to lose that 100 pounds, I'd say, awesome. If you said, hey, I want to work 7 days a week, I'd say, probably not going to happen, because it's not realistic. You guys have this, you have jobs, you have families. So like, what's the thing that we can get you in today that will build the habits and create the lifestyle?
Put it in the schedule.
A schedule.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, right?
It's not going to kill you. It's going to take time.
So
make it part of your lifestyle.
So, and let's pick on Andrew for a little bit. So we see Andrew, he has his own personal physique here. If he came to you and said, with his 5 pound
Watch
weight,
it.
How many times, like, how do you assess, like, how much do you charge for me to come in and sit with you and kind of just go over like my health, my basic health background, or where my hopes and potential life change? How much does that cost?
So
you?
that is completely free. So I do a free consultation.
Okay.
You can follow me on Instagram, my Facebook business. It's the easiest way to book. Click on the book, gives you my whole availability. Click on the free consultation. I always want to talk to someone before, like, do you like me? Do you like what I'm saying before I say, hey, this is the price? Everything I do for personal one-on-one training is $35 a session.
Oh, wow.
So it is affordable. You know, it's something that you can fit into your
budget. That's like an hour session usually.
So I do 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
45 minutes tends to be the sweet spot. I've done hour long, I've done half hour long. 45 minutes is where I kind of find that it works the best. For attention too, you know, like how long do you listen to me talk at you, you know? So that kind of is the sweet spot. So 45 minutes, $35 a session. I also do groups. So if you're not comfortable working one-on-one, or you want a partner, if you have a group of friends, I do up to 4 adults at a time. And then the youngest I will work with is junior high. So junior high and high school, I'll do up to 6 at a time. So there's different options for what you want to do. If you want to kind of like get your toe in the water, maybe a group is better. If you're not comfortable with the group and you feel you need that one-on-one coaching, one-on-one it's what I do. I'm a personal trainer. That'll always be the first thing. That's my love. I love to work with a person and dial in their training for them, specifically to their goals.
So if I had a student athlete, let's just say, you know, I have a nephew who's getting closer to possibly looking at junior high sports. But I know that he may not be 100% where he feels he's ready to go onto the field, or, I mean, you would train him as a student. Now, is there like a difference in training sessions? How do you train a student? Is it all the same kind of mechanics?
It's usually like for junior high kids, and a lot of times, like, we all live a sedentary life. Junior high kids, sometimes they're really active. Sometimes we're fighting 12 years of inactivity.
Mhm.
So we just do the basics. As humans, we all kind of do the same thing. We push things, we pull things, we hinge with our hips, we squat, we lunge, we carry. So I want to get them better at moving, and then that can be preparing someone for whatever, like athletic event, it's tennis, golf, soccer, football, baseball. We can kind of do that, and we just tailor it to them. I like working with kids. Obviously, I'm a sport coach, so I love it. I love to share my passion of sports, and I think it sets kids up for a good life because, again, creating habits.
Yeah.
So if I can get a kid, and I've worked with some players that are seniors that are going into their senior year going to college.
Mhm.
I would love the fact, like if it's 10 years down the line, and they're still working, even if they don't, if you're not in the NFL or MLB
Sure.
or whatever, we've created a good lifestyle.
Long lasting, yeah. Right.
So if I came to you twice, let's just say twice a week, and we work for 45 minutes, and I say, well, I feel like maybe I need to do a little bit more, maybe on my own time. Will you give me techniques to do on my own time, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know if it's like, if I want to say if I do 2 days with you, but I still really want to try to do 2 days of health promoting and keeping my habit kind of going.
Absolutely.
With not being, do you give me like tools and
So
and
yeah,
secrets?
as a coach, my number one job is to take your goals and help you reach them.
Okay,
So I have to facilitate you reaching those goals. So this is a private training facility. So I'm working one-on-one. This isn't the biggest space. It's not an open gym.
Sure.
So if we're during our consultation, you're like, Alvin, I want to work with you 2 days a week. I'd like to do some workouts at home or at another gym the other 2 days. I will program those days for you.
oh, okay,
So
perfect,
that comes along with me coaching you as a whole person.
great,
I'm here to support my clients that far, or even if you compete for something. I just did a triathlon in Asheville 2 weeks ago.
yes,
I was there. I've traveled for powerlifting meets. Will go see my high school athletes, try to make it to a game a year,
Yeah.
regardless of where they're at in school. I'll go see my guys in Perry this year, my team, who are football players. So I'm there to support you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm all in. So if you need different training days, if you need to have a conversation about nutrition, I'm not a nutritionist and I stay in my lane, but we can have those conversations and I can help you out with tips that I know and things that I've done for myself.
right,
So yeah, I'm a coach all the way. All the way.
Cool.
I know you have a question.
Go ahead.
No,
You take
go
over.
ahead. You go.
Well, I was gonna, so you're attached to State Road, so how, you said you're separate, so you book online, and then how do we get in here?
So I have my own door on the side. I have a little arrow that kind
Okay.
of points me out.
Gotcha.
I can send an email. I think we have a little map
Okay.
of everything.
Yeah,
so
because
you can get
it's a
back
big
here.
facility.
Yeah, it's a big
complex,
facility.
so, okay, so,
But
all right.
I'm able to be reached from the outside, so you don't have to walk all the way through.
Yeah,
So you can just come right back in.
okay.
However,
awesome.
I might know the person who like runs the clinic, and if you want to get your cardio steps in, you can go to the very front and walk all the way back and get those
Absolutely.
steps in.
But no, you really did it. It's a beautiful for the space. I mean, you've done it. It's great. I mean, you can do a lot in here.
Yeah. I tried to do. I bought everything, specifically with like what can I do?
Yeah.
And everything has multiple functions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so I want
right.
to be able to get the
Right.
most out of the space.
So for females in the 40s age bracket who are not in shape, like who are just kind of like a little nervous about getting back out there, like maybe you were once mildly athletic, like you used to walk and everything. So for women and men in like different age brackets, do you focus on things differently? Like say if I was at 30 something and I came in, or is it kind of like universal? We look at the person and then we design it about goals?
So I look at the person, and my thing is I will always meet you where you're at.
Okay,
If you come in, and honestly, going back to what you said, that age group is who I work with the most.
oh, okay,
Okay, so like I
You're the
consider
busiest
myself-
usually. I mean, a lot of work, like you said, a lot of working adults and family.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just trying to find time to really either keep your physique or kind of just lose some
And
pounds.
they are more likely to say, hey, I need help.
Yeah, right.
I may have tried
Finally
before,
got it noted.
and now I'm gonna ask, a professional for help. So we meet you where you're at. When I'm doing my consultations, I ask about your injury history and stuff like that. And very rarely will someone say, I have nothing wrong.
Yeah, sure.
It's like you're a unicorn. If you made it to 40 and
I
you don't
wake up
have-
in the morning and my
my
knees already
ankle, my
hurts.
knee, my neck, my back, stuff like that. So there's common things. but again, we all kind of move the same.
Yeah.
So I always want someone to, I want to train someone like an athlete.
Yeah.
Because if you don't play a sport anymore, your sport is life.
Mhm.
So how can we move in life?
Gotcha.
So like, that's why like lifestyle is a huge part of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can be cool in here and you can lift all the weights in the world, but still I want you, when you walk out of the door and you want to go on a bike ride, you want to go take a walk, you want to do.
Or go to a wedding and dance and not,
Or play co-ed
not-
softball.
not,
Yeah, play co-ed
Play co-ed
softball.
softball.
yeah,
Teammate.
we were on a team together. He was our coach. I showed up and I kept the scorebook, so I was proud of myself.
Awesome job.
It was- Thank you, thank you. So the next thing is at what age will you not train me? Like if I'm a woman that's in my 60s or
I will
even a woman in
absolutely
my
train you.
70s.
So
Okay.
like the oldest client I've ever worked with was early 80s.
Okay.
So I believe that everyone has the right to fitness.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to be some gatekeeper of fitness to say, hey, you're too old or you're too this or too that. I will work with anybody and I'll meet you where you're at. And I'm not a miracle worker.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not gonna like snap my fingers and someone's gonna pop up feeling great
Right.
at mid-80s, but like I will give all of my effort to that. So if you're watching this and you are having doubts, just book the consultation.
Yeah.
And then we can see what I can do.
Yeah, can't hurt in that and talk.
Yeah, so don't, if you are disabled in any way, anything like that, don't feel that you can't come in
Right.
and get something.
Well, that's great. I was gonna say, you know, kind of cater to everyone. You'll do some weightlifting, like, you know, between Angel and I mean, you'll go all the way up to the big extreme, you know, guy that's trying to put on.
Oh, yeah, I
Some
have
weights
power
too, so-
lifters, I have
Yeah.
people that will never step inside these racks.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't let the
this is
racks
easy,
fool
if
you, like,
this
that's.
makes you uncomfortable,
Sure.
there's a million different things. we can
Okay,
do.
yeah, and that's what,
There's this beautiful 5
Yeah.
pound weight.
There's 5-pound weights, there's a
Crushing
ton of
those.
things that you can do with your body weight,
It's gonna hurt
so there's always a way, and I will
Right,
find
yeah.
that way for you.
and that's what I kind of wanted to, that's perfect segue, because I didn't want, you know, people to think, well, this is like a weight.
Right.
It's not,
Yeah.
it could be, but it's not, it could be anything your heart desires.
So the
You
one
can-
thing I've noticed in here is that, and when we spoke one time, I said something to you about, like, a treadmill.
Mhm.
I noticed you don't have a treadmill, and I loved what
don't.
you said. What did you say to me? Do you remember?
My usual thing is there's a million different ways to get your heart rate up and do cardio,
Mhm.
and sometimes walking on a treadmill, personally, it's just not for me.
Right.
So treadmill walking is
Same.
just like not my
It's the
thing.
worst.
So.
The other thing he
hate
said
treadmill.
is, why are you paying me to do something you can go outside and do?
Yeah, you
for
can
free?"
walk for free.
Yeah.
he's
If
like,
you need
just
programming
do
to walk,
it.
you know, we
Yeah,
can get you to do that.
I love that. He was like,
Or the treadmill that's in your basement that has clothes on it, you
right.
could use it.
You
Correct.
could use
You
it.
could use it.
Yeah,
so-
not gonna pay you to tell me to, yeah,
Yeah.
yell at me at a treadmill, that's what I probably need.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But
I
yeah, that's
love the
not-
honesty
Yeah,
about it,
yeah,
because you're like,
absolutely,
why
right.
would you pay me to train you to be on a
Walk.
treadmill?
Move your feet.
Or
Move
like
your
walking?
legs.
That's
You're
not
like,
like me
that's
creating
great.
value,
Right.
you know, that's
Sure.
like, oh god, this guy's.
That's when I knew you were
Should've
my
put me
guy.
on
I
there.
was like, he's gonna make me cry when I'm doing this, but I'm gonna be better, because me on the treadmill will be like, I worked out today, what'd you do? I walked 2 miles. You did? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and then another reason, if we do that, it's like, we always we gotta give our body a reason to change,
Yeah.
right? So walking on a treadmill.
On the slowest pace.
On the slowest pace,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
probably not gonna do it, so I'm
I'm
gonna a little more creative.
Yeah, a lot more creative than that. Well, that's awesome, yeah.
Okay, so real quick, why I know we talked a lot, so you did mention the one thing that I think is phenomenal. Such a good word, phenomenal. You actually trained a young lady who went to state
Yes.
and powerlifting, and she is
Oh, wow.
now the state.
She's got 2 state records and we're working on getting her the other 2 for that weight class.
For that weight class.
And then we'll go up a weight class and get those.
And you help facilitate making those connections happen for those of the people that you're training that want to make that happen for them.
Yeah, if someone's interested in the sport of powerlifting, I love it. I did it for years. I coach it. If you want to do it, consultation, and we can get you set up for a program for that. In the state of Ohio, we're really lucky. We have a couple different powerlifting federations that are really, really active. So on any given weekend, there could be 2 to 3 powerlifting meets from here to Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton area. So it's a hotbed for powerlifting, which is kind of a popular sport right now. So if you're interested in that, yeah, it's still a niche sport. You know, it's like, you know, it might
but
be
it is
growing
growing.
in popularity.
I'm hearing more and more about it, and then when we spoke, and then I know the young lady who broke those records, and she
she's
did
awesome.
that with you.
She was training here this morning, and she's gonna push those records.
Yeah,
she's
sure.
She's pretty awesome.
I'm not afraid of many people in my life, but I'm afraid
That
of her.
one is.
Yeah.
I sound like I would be too.
Everyone says that. It's like, I don't
She
know.
was.
She's cool, man.
But she's absolutely sweet and very kind and giving. And so, but like if you saw her, you'd be like, I'm not saying anything that could get me in a lot of trouble with this person. But then you talk to her, and she's sweet as pie.
Yeah. And then with powerlifting, it's also like if weight training is on a spec, that's like the extreme end.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
sure.
So like not everyone needs to be a powerlifter. I don't train everyone like a powerlifter.
If I was like 10 years younger, I would totally go for that. But my goal is to lose a little, build a little muscle, and not break my ankle. And be
Feel
able,
better.
and be able to run to first base next season and make it to first base without falling. Which is
I
what
wasn't
happened.
gonna tell her.
I know, I told everybody, I actually posted about it on Facebook. So I fell going to first base, didn't even make it to first base. And then that Wednesday I fell at bocce, which is a very limited moving sport. If you don't know bocce, impossible to fall, but I did on the court. Right?
And don't feel bad. How many more falls did we have
Oh,
during the season?
many.
And I pulled both my hamstrings at the same time in the game.
Yes.
Even people who work out, life happens.
I think it was
Life
like,
happens. That's the thing with age.
I think on our team, the goal was to see who could injure themselves the most or the worst,
And then still show up.
and then still show up and play. Like we're all like giving along, and all these young kids are like, look at this team. We're
Yeah,
all,
we're a little-
They probably can't wait for you to come.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing state road today.
yeah, and they were all young. They were all very
Mm.
mobile, and then I think we were the senior team.
We were.
We were, yeah.
As long as you have
Still
fun.
brought it up. So free consult, I
Free
love that. And then you work with them based off of their goals,
Yeah, their
realistic
needs.
goals, needs. You schedule, book that out, $35,
35 per session,
Per
personal
session.
training,
okay,
25 for adult groups,
Okay.
and 20 for youth groups.
perfect. And now, how do I do this again? How do I book with you?
You can go to my Instagram, which is physical culture, at physical culture 440, and my name, Alvin Rodriguez, physical culture on Facebook.
Perfect, and then you book on there, and then what if they like, so sometimes, I'm not saying this, some individuals might not know social media very well, is there a phone number to contact you at yet? Or no, or can they
That's-
call the clinic and the clinic can kind
You can
of,
call the clinic,
Okay.
but like the email on the clinic website
Yep.
is up. Use that, but if you can get to the social media, it's easier. You'll see my entire schedule and it'll work.
Okay.
so the email, again, not plugging in the clinic, is State Road Medical Facility, and you can Google that and find it, and then just go to the tab,
Yep,
and then
go
click
down
right
there.
there, and you can find it that way.
They got my face on there, so.
And
Yeah,
then how about
yes.
times? Like you'll do it any day, any morning?
So I do, the earliest I'll take is 6 AM.
Okay,
The latest I'll take is 7 PM.
okay.
Right now during football season, I go to football practice from 2 to 5, so I shut down for that time. And then
Gotcha.
Friday afternoons, obviously, we have games.
Yeah.
And I'm here for a half day on Saturday.
Saturday, so Sunday, no.
Nothing on Sundays.
Okay.
Nothing on
Sunday's the day of rest.
It is the day of rest, your body, mind, and all. Rest
Absolutely.
everything.
Get-
For 3 years, I trained 7 days a week.
that's a
and
lot.
That was, it's a lot.
It's a
And,
lot.
Like, I like to see my wife.
Yeah, no,
I like to see
and
my
I,
wife.
and I think people, you should get back to
As you
Sunday
should.
is the day of rest, as you should,
Yeah,
like-
rest days are important.
yeah,
Yeah.
rest days are
Well,
important.
they're important in,
Mental and physical.
especially for, absolutely.
So we're gonna start seeing Andrew here working out, we're gonna record and post.
Oh, yeah.
In about
Yep.
6
That's it,
months,
we do a whole body.
there
transformation.
you
I
go,
like
we
it.
could do a whole body transformation.
That's why I put the weight back on, because I knew this pod was coming up.
Oh, is that
I'll
why you're saying
redo
like
it,
extra
yeah.
tacos?
Yeah.
And it's
Taco
like,
Tuesday
we'll make
extra?
content with
Always
it
start
every-
on a Monday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have a quick question, if I wanted to.
Well, Monday's is Labor Day, so I can't
It's-
start
So you
this
gotta,
Monday.
you gotta start us off. I'm starting tomorrow, so we'll see how bad this
Yeah.
is. All right, well, we appreciate your time.
Well,
Is
thank
there
you for having
anything
me.
else that you want everyone at home to kind of know about?
One of the things I'm really excited about working with the chiropractor, Dr. Jerry Orlando. So
Yeah.
I've known
Had
Jerry
Dr.
since.
had Dr. Jerry Orlando on the pod before.
Yeah,
Friend of the
I've
program.
known Jerry since we were in high school together.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna be creating a lot of content for our social media platforms,
Oh, nice.
Instagram, Facebook, things if you ever wanted to hear something with a trainer's perspective and a chiropractor's perspective coming together. That's what we're really excited about making some of that.
That's really exciting.
So I would give me a follow, and
Make sure you
Jerry's got a
follow us.
follow too.
I run this establishment, I didn't even know that was
We
happening.
have
I'm like,
plans.
oh,
We were
really?
working
Big
today.
plans.
So
That's why they're
it's
right
a-
here.
And it's a unique thing because of both of our backgrounds, and we can kind of, I love being able to just, he comes down here when he doesn't have a
Yeah.
patient, we kind of talk shop and we come up with things and we
Yeah.
help each other out, so.
Sweet. So make
We
sure, you-
wanna share that with everybody.
yeah, make sure you follow the social media. Give it to them one more time.
It is Physical Culture 440, that's on Instagram, and it's my first and last name, Alvin Rodriguez, Physical Culture, on Facebook.
All right,
Great.
cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Alvin. Appreciate it. Get down here.